Cox Media Group station.
Sports Center.
I'm John Brickley at this hour on Sports Center. The Dodgers just bolstered their roster with the addition of all-star shortstop Manny Machado. According to ESPN and multiple reports, Baltimore and Los Angeles finalized the deal, with the Orioles getting in return 5 Dodgers prospects. This following a holdup on a reported medical issue with one of those prospects. Machado is due to become a free agent at the end of the season. Brewers reliever Josh Hader has been required by Major League Baseball to take sensitivity training after racist and anti-gay tweets recently surfaced when Hader sent them out at the age of 17. Kawhi Leonard is heading north of the border, traded by the Spurs to the Raptors, along with Danny Green. San Antonio gets DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and a protected first-round pick. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski was asked on the Will Cain Show, is it possible Kawhi sits out this upcoming season?
No, he's playing. In fact, I was told today he was, had warmed to the idea that, listen, I think he looked and said, I could have gone to a non-contender. I could have gone to a bad team. He's gone to a really good team. And I'm told that they've been very cooperative with moving forward in the process. And listen, you're not going to get much feedback from him. They may all have like 5 conversations between now and the end of the season. He's not going to. This isn't like Paul George walking in where you can start recruiting him and he's engaging. The Spurs had Leonard for his first few years, and nobody really knew him very well. He doesn't allow you to get to know him well, and that will be a challenge for Masai Ujiri. That'll be a challenge for Nick Nurse.
Leonard is a free agent after next season. Alabama head coach Nick Saban still remains uncertain as to who will be the starting quarterback for the September 1st season opener versus Louisville.
Baseball's second half begins with one of baseball's greatest rivalries, the Cubs and Cardinals. Coverage begins tomorrow at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and at 7 Eastern on ESPN, presented by Vivid Seats.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your...
Give me a hell yeah!
Hard-hitting.
What?
Compelling interviews.
What?
Spot-on predictions.
What?
Statistical analysis.
What? Huh? What?
Okay, so they're none of that. But definitely laying the audio smackdown. It's Wrestling Wednesday on the Kevin Sutton Show.
Yes! Yes! Yes, everybody. This is Wrestling Wednesday on the Kevin Sutton Show, where we definitely bring the action and, of course, we bring the nonsense. Definitely getting you over that hump day. It's now Hurt Day with wrestling today. But we got a lot of things to actually go over besides just wrestling, so I won't dedicate this whole show just to wrestling. I know Nick got a huge... Yes!
Yes! Yes!
Yes, because a lot of things have been going on in the world other than wrestling. Of course, we will break down what's been going on this week, but it is the summer, so everything is going on right now. Okay, and
sure,
and you hear that voice right there? That's my man, Nicky Football. What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. Literally not much. Kawhi Leonard got traded. That's the big news of the day.
Yeah, and we'll get into that in just a second. I don't want you to hit my music yet because I want to save this.
I know.
I want to save this for whenever Kevin and Meyer decide to get here, if they even do.
I got you.
But also in the studio, I do have Mr. Rich Rogers, baby.
What's up?
I
was going to say what's up, Kevin, but what's up, Phil? How you doing?
What's going on, Rich?
It's been a while. I'm getting ready to go to Minnesota tomorrow morning.
Yeah, man. The X Games.
Yeah.
X Games are starting today, right? Or tomorrow?
Well, actually, officially they start tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, so through Sunday.
What events are you actually looking forward to the most?
Well, I think probably the Vert event. I'm actually going to meet up with Adam Taylor out there.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to try to line up some interviews and probably, all the venues are set up inside except for the Vert competition, which is outside.
Okay.
But so it's in the U.S. Bank Center in Minnesota. I'm probably staying about less than a mile away.
Nice.
So
you're just gonna walk or Uber?
Yeah, I think they have a light rail system there, and I'm gonna take the light rail from the airport to the hotel.
Cool.
Light rail drops off right at U.S. Bank Stadium, and then just walk to the hotel.
Wow. Well, guys, this is the Kevin Sutton Show. You can find us Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 p.m. or 24/7 at kevinsuttonshow.com. And, of course, definitely download our podcast. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Play Music, Spotify. We're pretty much everywhere where podcasts are. So, if you follow us on social media, just follow us at Kevin Sutton Show and definitely leave us a like, a rating, and a review. All right. So, not doing wrestling right this second. Nick, you said Kawhi Leonard got traded.
Yeah, he did.
To Toronto.
Yep.
For DeMar DeRozan. I will give you my opinion, and then I want to hear yours because you've been engulfed in this all day.
I've been on the opposite side of the popular opinion.
I think this is a bad move for Toronto.
Okay, you're on the opposite side of the popular opinion. I love the move for Toronto. Why do you hate this move for Toronto?
Well, first of all, he stated he wanted to go to LA. Okay. All right. He not quote unquote faked an injury, but he could miss the whole season. Right? He could sit out the whole season.
He could. I mean,
he's only going to stay 1 year.
Likely he will only stay 1 year. Yes.
And DeMar DeRozan, I think, is better than Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, well that's where you're dead wrong. That's where you're
for Toronto. I think he's better for Toronto.
I do like how you clarified it there. Okay.
Sorry,
okay.
Nick.
For Toronto.
For Toronto, I think DeMar DeRozan is better for Toronto than Kawhi Leonard. I'm not going to knock Kawhi Leonard. He's amazing. He's a
top 5 player in the NBA. And maybe
2014 Finals MVP.
2014 Finals MVP. Yes.
2014 Finals MVP. He sat out 73 games last year, so he only played 9.
Yes.
Because of it was a quad or calf. It was a quad injury or calf.
It's a quad injury and a knee injury type of thing. It's a quad injury. Quad.
Okay, so he may sit out the whole season. I don't think he will.
He's not going to sit out the whole season. No. There have been plenty of ESPN reports today saying, the opposite of the whole he's going to sit the whole season out. He's going to play because Kawhi Leonard needs to show that he's a healthy basketball player worth paying money for. Like, the LA Lakers are not just going to say, okay, well, let's pay Kawhi Leonard the max because he wants to be here. They need to see a quality NBA player on the floor. And the last time we saw Kawhi, he was injured and could not get through a Western Conference semifinal series, right? Semifinal, yeah, or final series with against the Golden State Warriors. So Kawhi Leonard's not going to sit the year out, if anything, because he needs to keep up appearances that he's a capable player, a guy worth bringing to a team so that he can get the max money that he covets. Now, let me address the whole Toronto thing. And I think that in a vacuum, you're right. Bad move for Toronto when you just look at the math of team that won 59 games last year. Mm-hmm. They had DeMar DeRozan locked up and under contract, not just this year, but next year, and then a player option on that third year. But DeMar DeRozan was a guy who loved Toronto. He wasn't going to leave.
Yeah.
And it was a team that you felt, okay, you bring everybody back, you have a shot at the Eastern Conference title with LeBron on his way out.
Okay.
In the NBA, though, there's this, and I've been trying to come up with a name for it. I'm going to call it the ceiling rule, all right? Where you have to move pieces just because you've hit a team's ceiling, where guys together eventually, you hit a point where you can't do any better. It's why Larry Bird decided.
But LeBron is gone.
That's fine.
That ceiling is gone.
That's perfectly fine. That team still likely would lose to Boston.
Yeah.
Even with DeMar DeRozan, still likely could lose to Philadelphia. Milwaukee is going to be better. The Eastern Conference, everyone's talking about how junky it is. Mm-hmm. That's fine, but some of the teams near the top, pretty good basketball teams, even against Toronto. You make this move because you say to yourself, all right, well, the Raptors hit their ceiling with the Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan dynamic.
Yeah.
And we want to make a drastic change in a year where Boston is not at its full power yet because their young guys are still growing. We'll see how they mesh with Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward kind of coming back from those injuries. If those guys aren't 100% this year because they need a year to come back from catastrophic injuries,
yes,
the window is slightly more open. Philadelphia, young guys still growing, and they also didn't go out and get another dude. Like, Philadelphia had a really bad offseason.
Yeah.
They lost a couple of guys and brought back J.J. Redick, basically, though they could get something out of Markelle Fultz. Milwaukee, still missing a piece. So if you're Toronto looking at this, you're saying, all right, we've reached our ceiling with DeMar DeRozan. He's 28, due $27 million this year, next year, and the year after if he opts in. Mm-hmm. And I can go get Kawhi Leonard and another three-point shooter in Danny Green and make a run at a title now when the window's open in the East before Philadelphia and Boston, who are built to win for the next 15 years, completely take over the conference. If you could say that in the needle of the Eastern Conference, if you could fit a camel through it, this would be the year. I'm sorry, bad phrasing. If you could fit a raptor through it, this would be the year for Toronto.
Okay.
So Masai Ujiri said, bleep it. Let's go for it. And in worst case scenario, Danny Green leaves, Kawhi Leonard leaves. We got like $68 million in cap space, and we're going to just throw money at one of the... I think that I saw a report that as many as like 200 players could be on the open market next year just because of how the deals worked out.
So Toronto has gone all in.
Toronto's all, yes. Toronto is, for as cliche as it is to say, Toronto's all in. And that's why you love it, because I'm never going to fault a GM or a team that says, bleep the status quo. We're going to push all the chips in the middle and go for it, because these guys, they love the status quo. We make the playoffs, we make the money. Let's do it.
Was never even on the board for him, though. This came out of the blue.
No,
for
Kawhi.
Me.
According to reports, Kawhi doesn't like Toronto. Doesn't like the cold.
Yeah, Kawhi doesn't like Toronto, and Rosen didn't want to go to San Antonio. But Kawhi becomes an unrestricted free agent this year, right?
He can opt out after this season.
This year,
and he's going to likely go to L.A.
Yeah.
You hope that you can pull a Paul George situation and convince him to stay. But Toronto is dedicated to this season. They have a young head coach and some young guys that are growing into roles. If they don't win it this year, Kawhi leaves, Danny Green leaves, they trade Kyle Lowry, who will be on an expiring third year of his contract where he's making buku bucks too, and Toronto hits the reset button. It's just it's the way of the NBA. It's the rule of the ceiling. They had hit their ceiling. That's why Toronto makes this deal.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
It does, but I hope that Kawhi doesn't turn into a cancer for Toronto. Just because he doesn't like the city.
Listen, there's a way that could go. I don't know.
Drake may make a song about him.
We still don't know much about Kawhi Leonard. We know the uncle didn't want him there. It seems that the relationship between Kawhi and Pop was still pretty good, but not good enough for Kawhi to trust the organization.
Yeah.
Could be Kawhi ends up in Toronto. He's like, you know what? This is LA of Canada. I love it here.
Hopefully so. We'll see.
I don't think that happens, but that's what could happen.
Okay. All right. So that's enough NBA for now. When we come back, let's talk to Rich a little bit about the upcoming X Games, and then we'll get into some wrestling. Of course, that's my favorite.
And you have to talk about a certain country winning the World Cup that you predicted. That
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for them to get here.
Oh, you're waiting for them. Okay.
Because I have to rub it in their faces.
Okay.
You know that, right? Okay. All right, guys. Well, stick around. This is going to be awesome. You listen to the Kevin Sutton Show on ESPN 580 Orlando. That's right, y'all gonna make me lose my mind because it is the summer. Hey, check it out. You listen to the Kevin Sutton Show on ESPN 580 Orlando, where we bring the action and, of course, we bring the nonsense. Make sure you go like us on social media at Kevin Sutton Show. And, of course, download our podcast, baby. But, hey, it is the summer, and with the summer, that means X Games. Now, this is something that I am not too familiar with. You know, as a younger child, I absolutely adored the X Games. You know, watching the Big Verd and all of the other stuff going on. I remember what's that guy's name? Sal Masakela, that black dude.
Sal Masakela, yeah.
Okay, I remember him. I was like, oh, look at that dude, it's a brother. And so, does he still do it? Is he still out there?
He's still around. I saw him in 2006 when I was in San Diego on the beach. But I don't think he's still. Well, I think he's doing Entertainment Tonight. Yeah,
oh, really?
That's what he's doing.
Did he cut his dreads off, or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No,
more power.
He's moving up. Yeah.
But I got Rich Rodgers in here and Nikki Football. And Rich, you said the X Games are starting.
It starts tomorrow.
Okay.
And they're going to have the vert competition tomorrow. I think they're going to have the BMX vert competition tomorrow. The vert ramp is outside, actually. And I read today that they're expecting maybe possibly rain tomorrow.
Can you do the vert?
I could probably drop in still.
Yeah?
Yeah,
what's
I'm 54.
What's the craziest trick you've ever... Don't tell people that. What's the craziest trick you've ever done?
I mean, just big inverts and hand plants and...
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I look at your Instagram and
I used to have a vert ramp in my backyard growing up.
Oh, really?
When I used to compete through high school, yeah.
Okay, so what major events besides the vert
well, of course, the The thing that's most intriguing is the big vert ramp, the mega ramp.
Mega.
Yeah, mega ramp.
That's it. Mega
ramp.
Mega
so that's
ramp.
the ramp where there's a big drop in and they jump over.
It's like the 40-foot. It's like a 40-foot
I think it's
drop.
about 20 to 25 foot high.
Jeez.
And then they're going to have a BMX. They have the step up and the BMX.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have the BMX events. They're going to have skateboarding events.
Okay. And so you're actually going to be there.
Yeah,
you'll physically be there, rubbing shoulders, rubbing elbows with all the guys. Adam Taylor, you're going to be hanging out with.
Yeah, this is going to be the second year at Eldon, Minnesota. I think next year is going to be the last year. So it's going to be up for bid again. We've talked about.
Hopefully we bring it to Orlando.
Yeah, it'd be
Meyer,
awesome.
if you win your position, this is one of the things we expect you to do.
And I think it'd be a great event to bring to Orlando because it's a 4-day event. Mm-hmm. They've had as many as 300,000 spectators when they had it in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I think the low amount was in Austin the first year.
Yeah.
Was maybe about 130,000.
Okay.
It's going to bring a lot of people. So if they had it downtown at the Amway Center, and maybe some of the events in the Citrus Bowl, maybe even the
not
soccer
even far
stadium.
Away, so yeah,
they're right there.
They're all right there,
and they have the X Games Festival, which is an event they have outside the stadium. Yeah. So that's something I'm going to go to
do
tomorrow.
it, man. Even if you're not a big action sports fan, just watching it looks cool. It looks cool as stuff. Nick, you used to watch the X Games when you were younger, right? You've had to, because this was something that, like, I think every 12-year-old loved when we were younger. Was this something that you used to watch or no?
Not as much. I got into it. I got into all of that when skateboarding got really, really popular. Like, my friends were really into it. We used to go to the Van skate park all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't watch a ton of it, though. I only, because I was into the video game, too. That was kind of the other thing. Yeah, so, I mean, Bob Burnquist, all those guys. I mean, I was into it then, but, I wasn't really heavy into it.
But if this is something that comes to Orlando, hopefully, this is something that, you'd be interested in going to see, because it's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, I think it'd have to be that kind of thing where, kind of like the NFL Pro Bowl, there's a lot surrounding it. You're not just trying to draw for the events.
You went to WrestleMania.
I did not.
No, CC. I'm sorry. That was
CC went to it. Yeah, I did not. Yeah, I by the way, I didn't realize we had tickets, or else I probably would have went because of the event stature of it, because everyone was making such a big deal. But no, I did not go to WrestleMania.
But the good thing about it is we actually have some local athletes in it. Grace Marhofer, who rides at Cocoa Beach. I've actually worked with her a lot. Scooters, because he is the skate park manager there. He's her basic, one of her coaches. Mm-hmm. But I've worked with her a lot. And Megan Guy, who's from Palm Bay. All
right.
She's going to be in the street event. Of course, Alex Sorgente. Everyone's heard of Alex.
Yes.
Alex won the world championship, I think, last year. He's going to be there. He's been on our show before. He's from down near Miami.
Yeah.
So, we have local athletes that are going to be in it. I'm going to be hooking up with them. I know all the parents,
Cool. Now, what's your Instagram? Because I know people are going to want to see
rich.rogers.sk8.
Okay.
So I'm going to be posting a lot of stuff live from the event.
Cool. And you said it's 4 days?
It's going to be tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
All right, man.
Yeah,
this will be broadcast on...
It's on ESPN. Yeah, so it's going to be live in the evening. I think it's tape delayed, a lot of it.
Okay.
But and I think we're going to maybe have Adam Taylor call in Friday and do a report. And we're going to maybe try to line up a few of these athletes to call in.
Cool, definitely.
And then Adam's going to maybe line up some of the winners and maybe have them call in either next week or in the future.
That'd be dope. And you said it's on ESPN.
ESPN, correct.
And speaking of ESPN, tonight is the ESPYs. Now, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I don't really watch award shows too much. They kind of don't really interest me. I
just did this whole thing on Live, Local, and Loud. Like, I'm not an award show guy. If you want to watch it, by the way, it's on WFTV Channel 9 right now.
Yeah.
I'm just not an award show guy. That's all.
Now, was it last year? John Cena hosted the last 2 years, or
no? 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, he hosted it. Last year, Peyton Manning hosted it.
That's right. That's when he said that Durant joke, and Durant kind of just like stone-faced him.
Yeah, exactly. People thought it was fake. There's no way it was fake.
Yeah.
Durant. I think we know more about Durant now.
Yeah, he's got 7 Twitter accounts.
Yeah, Durant's got issues. Durant had an issue with that too.
Yeah.
But isn't Shaquem Griffin up for an award?
Yes, he and his brother, both Shaquem and Shaquille, are at the ESPYs.
Yeah, because I've seen some of the red carpet covered so far.
Danica Patrick is hosting this year, right?
No, thank you. Yeah, I bet she's really going to drive that. Well, I bet.
Into the wall. Oh, man.
Thanks, no thanks, Danica.
Well,
she was on Kimmel the other night. Wasn't funny.
Oh, man.
The biggest thing going on in sports right now is the fact that we're less than 50 days away from college football.
Right.
I mean, the countdown is starting. People are starting to talk about fantasy football playing, and the NFL's coming up. I think on the 2nd of August is the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
Yeah, see, I don't know who's going to win this year. We haven't even started our even mid predictions with like we normally do. Over the summer, we kind of give our college predictions and then our NFL predictions later. But with me, for now, I'm totally in the dark. I'm just like, oh, I don't know.
Well, the biggest news when it comes around the Hall of Fame is Terrell Owens and his.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Nick? I mean, I think it's a terrible decision on his part.
I think both sides are handing this very wrong. I mean,
you're gonna act like a baby, then we're gonna act like a baby.
That's exactly what they're doing. Terrell Owens didn't like having to wait until his 3rd year being on the ballot to get into the Hall
Carter
of Fame.
Waited a lot longer. I think.
But he did. He waited a lot longer, no doubt. And T.O.'s acting like the petulant child of a player that he was, and all those guys that said that he was a bad teammate and a bad dude and had a bad attitude.
He's proving their point.
He's proving them all right. Hey, T.O., the reason why you had to wait until your 3rd year is this. You're proving them all right. And then the Hall of Fame committee turns around and they're like, well, we're not gonna even talk about him there. It's like, all right, fine. You don't want to be children about this. Fine, be children about it. I think everyone is showing a complete lack of class.
Yeah,
in this
I think
issue.
it definitely is a lack of class on the NFL side because there's I mean a lot
it's beneath them. You guys got to be better.
Exactly,
than that.
And of course the ones that they've highlighted that weren't there were the ones that passed away. But still, they still talked about the athletes that weren't there, that weren't able to attend. So, I mean, they need to get over that and at least give him some type of coverage.
I would shame T.O. for not being there. I would do this whole thing, and it's like, he chose not to be here. We would have loved for him to be here. He got in. Listen, whether you get on the 1st ballot or the 9th ballot, it doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't. This is
I was going to ask, what does it matter? What ballot that you're on?
By the way,
you're going to get into the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. You're in the Hall of Fame. When you get the gold jacket, you have the damn jacket. It just doesn't matter. It's not like the jacket is a different shade of mustard or whatever.
Do you think he's mad because he thinks he can still play? You think that's why?
I think that all those guys after they retire believe, and I put like a good 3 weeks into working out, I could probably still play. T.O. believes he can still play.
Because
T.O. does.
If you were the AFL or whatever.
The Eskimos?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're talking about the CFL?
Eskimos,
the Edmonton Eskimos, they have his rights.
No, I mean the new
Alliance
of
American Football.
You think, or the XFL, you think they would sign him?
I would.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because he's what, 41?
44.
44, okay. And didn't he just do like the...
4.340?
Yeah, he literally just ran like...
Okay.
What?
Let's let someone who's not hanging out with T.O. put their stopwatch on that. How about that?
I mean, the dude is still lightning fast though, but that's still probably the slowest for a wide receiver.
He's light. No, it's a really good time. He's lightning fast running the 40 one time.
Yeah.
What happens when he gets hit by a dude and has to get up and do it again?
He won't be able to get up.
I don't know. I don't know. The guy's a great talent. He should have been a 1st ballot Hall of Famer, but he should suck it up and go and get over some of this small stuff. Life is all about just getting over stuff like that.
Yeah, he would be able to get back at people better by having a microphone in front of everyone.
Exactly. You should have went up there and been like, "What?
Yeah, I mean,
hey, why the hell did I have to wait until the third voting here? What's the deal?" I would have done it like that. I think you're right, Rich.
Terrell Owens should be in the WWE, and that's where we're going to leave that. He could be a great manager for any number of wrestlers. But with that said, when we come back, we were going to get into the action with Wrestling Wednesday. And of course, we're going to bring the nonsense. So stick around, baby. You're listening to The Kevin Sutton Show on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Winning at pretty much everything except sports radio. Winning. Winning. You're listening to The Kevin Sutton Show on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Yes, that's right. We are back. ESPN 580 Orlando with the Kevin Sutton Show. Of course, we are bringing the action. Of course, we are bringing the nonsense. It is Wrestling Wednesday, so you know what time it is. It's time to break it down. Let's break down the walls. But right now, we actually have somebody on the line who wants to talk a little bit about Coastal Championship Wrestling. Rhonda, is that you?
Yes, that's me. Hi, how are you?
Hi, my name is Phil. We actually haven't met. Kevin is on his way, but I am the huge wrestling fan, quite literally and figuratively. But thank you for calling into the show. I appreciate it. How are you?
Very good, very good.
All right, so Kevin sent me this picture of the Coastal Championship Wrestling. You guys have an event coming up on August 25th. So break it down for everybody.
Yes. It's for the 8th annual Great Milenko Memorial Cup. It's August 25th, and it's going to be at the Coral Springs Charter School. You can buy tickets at coastalchampionshipwrestling.com for more information. It's on University Drive in Coral Springs. So if anybody in Fort Lauderdale, or even if they want to travel, from Miami to Fort Lauderdale, that'd be great. It's a big show. The gates open at 7, and the bell time's at 8 o'clock. So
cool.
Be there. Yeah.
All right, Ron, let me ask you a question. Central Florida has recently become a huge hub for wrestling. How do you feel about that being so close to home now? Is that like, oh my God, this is a wrestling boom in Central Florida?
Everything is now booming for wrestling. I feel like even like back in the 80s, like for a woman like myself, it was more like we were more like valets. We weren't even like wrestling as much. Now everybody, like the women's revolution is so huge right now. I mean, they even have the Netflix Glow again, and it's just booming. Like it's going crazy. So yeah, it's definitely. I mean, they have the training at the NXT for Orlando, and a lot of them are just training there and then trying to make it to the big leagues or WWE. But even then, it's very intense. It's very hard. It's not an easy business. I personally do training for the past on and off for about a year at Coastal Championship Wrestling. But it's hard work. It's definitely not easy. It's a lot of intense workouts, and you got to get really good in cardio, and it's a lot of fun. You meet a lot of people. It's a good network. I mean, Pablo Marquez is my coach. He's wonderful. He's great. He's the one that runs the show basically, and yeah, he's an all around pretty good guy.
Okay, so you also mentioned the women's revolution, and you're exactly right. Maybe about 5 years ago was when I'm going to actually say the women's revolution really started, especially in the indies. How do you feel about women like Bayley and Sasha and Charlotte kind of running the show? And, now they're actually main events. Now we got Ronda Rousey. So, like, how do you feel that they have opened the door for women these days?
Oh, I think it's huge, especially like, for example, Lana. She was only doing managing for about, for a few years, and now she went back to actual wrestle now. Now she's actually wrestling. But like I said, like back then we were just like valets and we escort the guys to the ring and, things like that. But now it's like, I think it's more expanding, and it's just awesome. It's amazing. Like, I mean, they even had like a, royal, like almost like a Royal Rumble and everything else. I mean, they have the May Classic.
That's right.
It's just so much going on that it's unbelievable. Yeah, the woman has definitely evolved to be more out there, more wrestling. It's big. It's huge. So
now you said you're part of CCW, Coastal Championship Wrestling, right?
Yes.
All right, and who is actually going to be on the card? Because I do see a picture of Carlito up there as well.
Yeah, he's going to actually be there. And we have a bunch of people. We have, for example, Cha-Cha Charlie, Johnny Walker. We have, if you go on coastalchampionshipwrestling.com, we actually have a main roster of various very talented, very, good people that wrestle and that have been doing that for a few years now, or, for a long time, longer than I have. And they're just amazing characters and people. And you definitely check them out. Just definitely go on the page and you'll see. I mean, we have awesome people, definitely. So.
Okay, Rhonda. So it's August 25th. And are you having a match on the card?
No, I actually am a manager. So I do Lady Lena. I'm trying to get into my other characters as well that haven't involved yet. But Lady Lena was a big hit since Raising the Cage. since we had that back in December.
Okay.
So, and I do like more of the small shows. We also have a flea market show coming up on September 2nd, Opa-locka Flea Market. So that's another, it's a smaller show. The big shows are normally in Coral Springs Charter School. So,
okay,
so definitely check out all of them. They're pretty amazing. You never know who we get. Last time we had a show, MVP was there.
Oh, cool.
So I mean, we'll have different wrestlers come out and perform, and it's amazing show. It's big shows. So
cool. Now you said you're a manager now. Is there anybody in particular that you look up to as a professional manager?
Yeah, like I was saying, Lana mostly. I mean, her and I always liked my idol was Miss Elizabeth. So yeah, I definitely I love the Monster Man. I love the Undertaker. Those are definitely my people that I look up to. I love Natalia. She's awesome. She's one of my idols as well. So the Hart family.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely like that type of those type of wrestlers. So I definitely look up to them. So
okay, Rhonda,
especially the Undertaker.
Yeah, that was actually he was my favorite. My first wrestling love. He actually scared the hell out of me when I was 3 years old. So I was like, I have to watch this guy. How does wrestling have a zombie? How is that real?
Yeah.
And so okay,
my first wrestler that I ever met was the Genius.
The Genius. Okay. Wow. Man.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so before we get you out of here, let's go ahead and get you one more time. So Coastal Championship Wrestling, August 25th at Coral Springs Charter School. Where can you buy tickets?
Yeah. You can go online at the coastalchampionshipwrestling.com/tickets. So check it out, and you can buy them just on the website straight there.
Okay, Ron, and I'll actually put a link to our website, and after the show, I'll give you the show link so you can go ahead and share it as well with all your fans and all your crew too, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right, Rhonda, have a good one. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. All right, that was Rhonda with Coastal Championship Wrestling. Those little indie federations and stuff, it's awesome. It really is. There's so much great wrestling going on in Florida, in Central Florida, and all over the United States. So if you do get a chance to make it out there, August 25th, that's coastalchampionshipwrestling.com/tickets. So, Nick and Rich, I was going to try to bounce this off of Kevin and Meyer, but I'm going to have to do it with you guys. So Rhonda did mention the women's revolution, right? A lot of women are huge talents.
Oh, this is going to get interesting.
A lot of women are huge talents right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, where do I want to go with this? There's an angle going on Monday Night Raw right now. And I actually see Kevin coming in. There's an angle going on Monday Night Raw right now. And it involves Bayley and Sasha. And those two or pioneers of the women's revolution, okay? And there's a thing going on right now. We don't know whether or not what the heck the WWE is doing, okay? So I do have a clip. For you. Kevin is here, so give him just a second. But I do have a clip for you guys, and I want you to listen because I want your honest opinion. You don't have to give me your opinion as a fan or a hater. Just tell me where do you think the WWE is going to go with this clip? Where do you think they're going to go with this storyline? Okay, so Nick, if you don't mind playing it, let's do it.
Sasha, what was that all about? Sasha, stop. Look, it's one thing for me to beat you up, but I'll be damned if anybody else does. Okay, so that means you care. Yes, I care. I've always cared. Look, you know I hate talking about my feelings, but you always do this, okay? I love that you're a good person. I love that you love everybody. I love that you want to be friends with everybody. I love that little girls look up to you. I love that you're always there for me when I don't even ask you to be. And for some reason, you always can tell when something's wrong. So I just don't understand why you don't get it. I love you. I always have, and I always will. There, I said it.
All right, Nick, I see you laughing.
Nicholas Sparks is writing for writing for WWE nowadays, huh?
Where do you think they're going with that? Please tell me.
I can only
Come
play
on,
out.
no,
I mean, like
go ahead and assume.
They're good friends. It seems like they're just really good friends.
Come on.
I know exactly where it's going.
Before they even started talking, you were like, "Are they gonna kiss?"
I was going for a kiss. Like, I mean, am I wrong for thinking that?
No,
but it just seemed like it was going that direction because the world's going that way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you think that the WWE? Do you think they'll pull that off in this day and age? Because I mean, they're not afraid. They've done it before.
Yeah, they've
done it before, but the whole culture has changed. You know, we had Goldust doing his stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
We had Billy and Chuck they married each other together. But we've had crazy stuff like that. But let's get into that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Also, I want to talk about Hulk Hogan has been reinstated.
Reinstated.
But some of the wrestlers are still unhappy with that.
No need for me to pull out my flip-flops because I said it was going to happen. Stay right here. Wrestling Wednesday with my man, Dr. Phil, Just Nick, and my man, Rich Rogers, slipping and sliding on through.
Warning. You are listening to the Kevin Sutton Show on ESPN 580 Orlando. You have been warned.
You know what time it is. Radio.
Yes, sir. Back in the seat, man. Feeling good, feeling right. Well, actually, I'm not feeling good. My allergies are killing me. But hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, all under the username Kevin Sutton Show, and get into the mix. And you can see what my girl Myra with the Ladies Point of View is doing on her stride
August
to
28th.
Orange County Commissioner for District 3. Get in it. Make sure you vote. Regardless of who it is for, make sure you vote. We're less than like 20% they're predicting is going to come out and vote in Orange County. Wow. That's very sad. I know they give you a voter's registration just because you get a driver's license, but got to make a difference, people.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kevin, Rich, Nick, and Myra, if you're listening. Okay, so I've been with you guys about going on 4 years now. Right?
A long time.
About 4 years now. And before I was here, I was on another station, and they referred to me as Fro.
I remember that.
I mean, that's pretty unoriginal, but whatever.
Well, you had an afro.
I did, but it was
a big afro.
Pretty unoriginal. But when I came here with you guys, normally you don't get to really choose your radio name, right? Your radio name is kind of sticks with you when you first intern, and then it develops, and then you're stuck with that. I mean,
that's horrible.
Cowhead, look at Buckethead, look at those guys. That's it. That's their name for life.
Drunky the Bear.
Yeah.
Jughead.
Jughead.
Archie.
Yeah. all those names.
Comic book names,
right? and so
Peter Parker.
And so once I came in with the Kevin Sutton Show, Kevin and Myra, they deemed me as Dr. Phil. And I changed that I spelled it differently just because I wanted it to be unique. But I think as I am now, I think we've all evolved. And
this ain't gonna work, man.
Huh?
This ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
you can't pick your own nickname, bro.
And I can't remember another one.
This doesn't work, man.
This will work, trust me. And so the entire time I've been with Kevin Sutton Show, I've always made crazy, stupid predictions. And most of the time I'm not right. I come close.
Are you changing your name to Croissant?
Most of the time I'm not right. I come close. But
close.
This past one, the World Cup, I was correct. I did guess it from the very, very beginning. And I decided that I'm not gonna be Dr. Phil no more. I mean, you can still call me that, but I'm gonna refer myself as something else. And so so now when we do start the show, I'm gonna have a different intro. So Kevin, if you don't mind, just say Phil. Phil's here.
Phil is here with us.
Introducing the guru of guessing.
Oh Lord.
The sultan of suggestion. The prince of predictions. Phil Stradamus.
Yes, I'm here. I'll be no more doing will no longer be doing the words of wisdom. I'll be giving you my daily prediction, and tonight's prediction will be a great day if you just believe. Yes, I'm keeping that. Phil Stradamus. You guys can stiff me all you want. This is great stuff.
Did you talk to anyone else about this before you made this decision?
Well, I can do that if you guys show up to the show.
Doesn't make any sense, Phil.
You can't pick your own nickname, bro.
No.
No, as someone who's called Nicky Football, Just throwing that out there. You can't pick it.
This is permanent.
That makes
Got to just live up to it.
That makes no sense, Phil.
I have evolved. I am now a Pokemon. I have evolved. Phil Stradamus.
You can feel yourself.
You guys will never give it to me, huh? Never.
I said you did a great job of picking France for the World Cup, but I mean,
it's always going to be.
You're gonna have to change your Instagram name too, because you're Dr. Phil.
Yeah, no, I said y'all can still call me that. I'm just gonna call myself Phil Stradamus. So whenever there's something going on,
yeah,
like
exactly. And now with my man Dr. Phil, like Phil Stradamus, like that doesn't even make any sense.
People who predict the future are supposed to be right more than once, right?
Oh,
I have. Well, Rich, you were gone for like 2 years, so
like predicted all this craziness that's going to go on.
Phil's feeling salty, like we said, wrestling is fake. I mean, geez, guy, get over it. We're not for your name.
It's cool. Y'all will learn to love it.
Okay.
And so, anyway, Hulk Hogan is back. What?
I'm just laughing.
Hey,
I'm laughing, man.
It's all good.
You're good.
Now, you put some money on this World Cup, right? I hope.
No, I did not. Because he doesn't believe in his predictions.
No, that's not true. I just worked too damn much to go on the victory cruise.
There has to be a better way to gamble.
Nick is loving that. But yeah, Hulk Hogan is back after a 3-year suspension from the WWE.
No, they said indefinitely suspended. And how does that turn into a 3-year suspension?
Indefinitely just means whenever they feel like it, I guess. Right?
Kind of review the reason why he was suspended in the first place.
I mean, I've heard that word utilized in other sports. Am I mistaken to think that means you're gone?
Technically he was fired. But they brought him back. I guess 3 years is the appropriate amount of time for racial slurs. I guess. But anyway, Hulk Hogan, he was at Extreme Rules pay-per-view Sunday, and he spoke to all the performers, all the wrestlers, and including Mark Henry. And Mark Henry said before Hulk came back, remember I told you guys, he said that he was going to have to speak to all the black wrestlers and apologize to them personally.
Maybe it took him 3 years to go and apologize to all of them.
I mean, they only got like 5. But Hulk did it. He did it. And some of them still, they actually had a meeting at the event. And he talked and he apologized to all of them. And some of them left the event. So like Titus O'Neil and a couple of guys, they left because they
mean nothing compared to Hulk Hogan.
They still feel that Hulk is just they don't feel that it was sincere. So my question before we get out of here, are you glad he's back?
I think it needed to happen because Hulk Hogan is Hulk Hogan. You can't erase that from people's minds. You can't erase when he body slammed Andre the Giant. You can't erase when he was behind that girl talking all that junk. I mean, you can't take that away. You can't take away what he did with Bubba the Love Sponge. You can't take any of those things away. It happened. It's like trying to knock down a statue because some general had slaves back in the days. Like, I mean, history is history. There's nothing you can do to erase it. It's history for a reason. I'm not mad at Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan just said what he probably says every day. They just caught one on tape. Brother. Where you at, Rich? Rich is still mad.
Yeah, like no comment.
Rich is still mad. Let it go. Like Frozen. Like the Disney movie. Elsa and Anna. Or Anna. They said, let it go. I love it. Hulk Hogan. I'm just leaving it at that. We're out of here, brother.